Let's pause on that conversation and question the wisdom of police spending. Scotland Yard spent £130,000 on police time to investigate the Croydon cat killer investigation. Operation Takahe was set up to investigate the deaths of up to 500 pets amid fears a serial cat killer was on the loose. It took 3 years, and you might recall it concluded in September the most likely culprits were foxes. Yes, that's right, foxes. £130,000. Tony Jenkins was co-founder of SNARL. Now, that's the South Nord Animal Rescue and Liberty Group, and it was set up because of the killings in Croydon and the surrounding areas, South Nord being one of them. He joins me now. Do you agree this was a catastrophic waste of money? Morning to you.
Good morning, Nick. Quite frankly, no. I mean, that figure is actually not correct because, as far as I believe, it doesn't include money spent by other police forces such as Hertfordshire, Sussex, Surrey, and all the other police forces around the London area. It's peanuts when you compare it to the millions spent on a missing child in a foreign country. Although, before it's a child that's gone missing and it's terrible. The impact on the owners when their children find their beheaded cat in their garden is just as horrific.
But you still don't believe the police findings, is that correct?
No, well, it's not foxes. Foxes will scavenge and predate a dead cat if it's killed on the road, but the injuries are completely different. If you're a hungry fox and you come across a dead cat, why would you just take the tail or the head, the least nutritious parts of a cat's body?
I hear you, but why would the police... What would be in their interest not to try and seek this person down? That is their duty. If there is someone as evil as this, it's their duty to try... It's their duty... Go on, sorry.
I mean, you're talking about the waste of £130,000. That actually knocks that nail on the head. It's because of the cost that the police have withdrawn. Police are getting their funding cut all the time, and I have great pity for the police. A lot of police officers who've worked on these cases have rang us up and said, what the hell? There's no way that was done by a fox. I attended that. Not even the police themselves believe it. A lot of police officers...
Respectfully, they do, because you're telling me that they're knowingly putting out false statements, Mr. Jenkins.
I think they're a bit misguided. I think someone quite senior has decided that it's costing too much money and that they needed to close the case. Instead of just being honest and saying, look, we can't afford it, he's not leaving us any clues, we've got no real proof or evidence of human interaction. That's the line they've taken, but there is a lot of proof of human interaction.
If you were the senior officer, you're telling me you would sanction more money being spent on this?
To be honest, no. I mean, the police have decided that it's foxes and more fool them. We know it's not. We've now got an investigation team together, including an ex-detective chief inspector. We've got a geographical profiler coming on board. We've had offers of help from a number of ex-police officers. I think actually we're probably in a better position. The police, unfortunately, have not got the experience of investigating this type of crime.
Has there been a recent attack victim? When was...
I'm calling you from a scene right now in Orpington, where a beheaded cat has been found on the pavement in a small cul-de-sac. Whilst I've been sitting here a little while ago, a number of children left for school. Thankfully, one of the neighbours covered up the body, so it was out of view. But that is a clean decapitation. There's no way a fox did that.
Will you report that to the police?
It's already been reported, but the neighbour who rang it in, was told that the police are not investigating it.
And since September, when I think it was stood down, how many killings have there been?
Probably 20 or 30.
Since September?
Yes.
And police still aren't listening? We're
still getting 4 or 5 a week. I attended one in Dartford a couple of days ago, which was also attended by an RSPCA inspector, and that inspector called me up and he said to me, absolutely no way was that done by a fox. Which is odd because, in the past the RSPCA were very quick to...
They were, absolutely, yeah.
But now a lot of officers are actually seeing them because in the past they wouldn't even go out. They just say, oh, that's probably been done by foxes because they didn't have the resources to investigate. But now there's a game change. A lot of officers, including police officers, are coming out and saying, no way, this is foxes. No one believes it. And if you look on our website, on our Facebook page, we've listed a number of actions that have happened that would clearly rule out the possibility of a fox. One example is a rabbit taken from a locked hutch in Coulsdon, deposited in the exact same spot in Addiscombe Railway Park, 6 miles away, the exact same spot where a previous beheaded cat had been left.
Exactly the same spot?
Yeah. In quite a large, long park. Exactly the same spot. Did a fox carry it 6 miles?
No, of course not. Tony Jenkins, you're co-founder of SNARL, the South Nord Animal Rescue and Liberty, and you're actually talking from a scene of another, well, I was going to say, certainly a cat has been killed. We know that. We can say that, can't we? Lucy in Bromley, and I sense this is going to be rather a sad call. Lucy, you're on the radio. Good morning.
Hi, Nick.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased I can speak to you about this. A year and a half ago, last August, my cat was missing overnight. When I got home that evening from work, my neighbour knocked on the door and my cat had been found in their front garden.
Right.
His tail had been neatly cut off and he had been skinned down his side with a knife and his neck was broken. Now, Nick, that can't be foxes.
Did you see your cat's body?
My cat was in a dustbin bag in my neighbour's garage.
Yeah, I don't want to cause you upset, but I don't want to cause you upset. Did you actually see the cat's body?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
OK.
Tony from SNARL came out and saw him.
I see. OK.
It infuriates me so much to say this is foxes. The man, whoever does it, puts it back where they find the cat, in the garden, so the owners find their beloved animal. My cat was 14 and he wasn't killed by a fox. It was neatly cut off by a knife, skinned. There was no animal teeth marks, nothing.
Did you think of having, and I appreciate it's so distressing, not least because you've had the cat in your life for 14 years, but did you think of having a forensic examination? Because obviously there are scientists who could tell.
Tony came and he actually examined the cat. And he said it was...
But he's not a forensic scientist, is he?
No,
he's a very well-motivated individual. Yeah.
But what gets me, Nick, is the police just passed us on to SNARL. We reported it because you report it because you're so upset, and for other people in the area to stop it happening to them, and the police just hand it over.
Well, it doesn't really seem the role of the police, does it? Lucy, I'm sorry, and so many people want to talk about this. There's Rob. Steve wants to get involved, David, but I'm afraid I'm done for another day. The talking continues, though. A very gloomy one with which to finish. Hopefully the news will improve through the course of the day.